Hello and welcome to this video. We're going to be completing the form I-693, Report of Immigration Medical Examination and Vaccination Record. We're going to be starting here, type or print in black ink. Part 1, information about you, to be completed by the person requesting a medical examination, not the civil surgeon. So the applicant is required to fill in this form as well as the civil surgeon. First, we're going to be providing the applicant's name, starting with the last name, first name, and then middle name. At number 2, the applicant is required to put his or her current physical address in care of name, if any. In this case, it's not applicable, so we put NA, street number, and the name. So you are required to put your physical street number here, the city or town where you live. If you live in an apartment, a suite, or floor, you are expected to check the applicable box as well as the corresponding number. Province, not applicable. Postal code, not applicable. Country, USA. Other information. Information on gender, select your appropriate gender. Date of birth is required here. Remember to always provide a 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 4-digit year. City, town, village of birth of the applicant. Country of birth of the applicant provided here. Alien registration number, if any. If you don't have an alien registration number, you put in none. If you do have one, you provide it there. If you have a USCIS online account number, you provide it in this space. If not, you type none in the section. Number 4, immigration medical examination requirement. I am eligible for completion of the vaccination record portion only because I previously completed an overseas immigration medical examination signed by a panel physician, refugee or derivative asylee adjustment of status applications under Immigration and Nationality Act, INA, Section 209, and K non-immigrant visa holders applying for adjustment of status. So if this section is applicable to you, then you would check this box, and this would be applicable to persons who previously completed an overseas immigration medical examination that was signed by a panel of physician or derivative asylee adjustment of status applicants under Immigration and Nationality Act, INA Section 209, and K non-immigrant visa holders applying for adjustment of status. So only if this is applicable to you, you check this, and then you would need to be mindful of this section here. Continuing, at the beginning of the next page, you will see where you are required to provide your name, last name, first name, and middle name, and alien number if you have one. If you don't, type in none. As you go through the form, the pages of this form, you will notice that each form has this section at the top. You, the applicant, you are required to complete each section on all the pages. So make sure that even if that page is supposed to be completed by the civil surgeon or another party like a preparer or an interpreter, you would still provide your name, last name, first name, middle name, alien number, if any, or none, if not. Applicant's contact information. You are required to provide your daytime telephone number here, your mobile telephone number at 2, and 3, your email address. The applicant certification and signature. I certified on the penalty of perjury that I provided or authorized all of the responses and information contained in and submitted with my application. I read and understand, or if interpreted to me in a language in which I am fluent by the interpreter listed in Part 3, understood all of the responses and information contained in and submitted with my form, and that all of the responses and the information are complete, true, and correct. I understand the purpose of this immigration medical examination, and I authorize the required tests and procedures to be completed. If it is determined that I willfully misrepresented a material fact or provided false or altered information or documents with regard to my immigration medical examination, I understand that any immigration benefit I derive from this immigration medical examination may be revoked, that I may be removed from the United States, and that I may be subject to civil or criminal penalties. Furthermore, I authorize the release of any information from any and all of my records that USCIS may need to determine my eligibility for an immigration request, and to other entities and persons where necessary for the administration and enforcement of U.S. immigration law. The applicant is required to read this entire section and adhere to the section requirement, meaning you are required to provide true and correct information as requested by the USCIS and not any false information. If you do so and that is found out by the USCIS, that could work against you, leading to you being removed from the United States. Applicant signature, date of signature. Do not sign or date Form I-693 until instructed to do so by the civil surgeon. When you visit the doctor, you are supposed to present the form unsigned. As the section says, wait to be instructed by the civil surgeon to sign. And the same time you sign is the same time you date the form. Part 3, interpreter's contact information, certification, and signature. For applicants who will use an interpreter, the interpreter information is required here. Interpreter's family name or last name, given name, first name, interpreter's business or organization name, interpreter's contact information, telephone number, and email address. If you do not use an interpreter, then you would go ahead and type not applicable in the sections, or NA rather, indicating that this information here is not applicable to you. So we want to make sure that all the boxes are accounted for. And just as a reminder, fill in the headings of each page. So this page continues with the interpreter's information here, signature and date. So all these sections, if you cannot type them in for whatever reason, when your form is printed, you may go ahead and place any in the sections. Part 4, contact information, declaration, and signature of the person preparing this application, if other than the applicant. So if you used a preparer, like an attorney or someone else, to complete the form on your behalf, then this person's information would be required here. If not, you may go ahead and type any in the sections. So we would go ahead and type NA for all the sections here requiring preparer's information. Preparer certification, again, this section here would not be applicable to you if you did not use a preparer. So if you are not able to type NA in when the form, after the form is printed, you may go ahead and write it in, and remember to use a black ink pen. Part 5 of this form must be completed by the civil surgeon. So this is self-explanatory. Any information, any section that's supposed to be completed by the civil surgeon will go through the form and complete the applicable sections. So all these sections here we're looking at are to be completed by the civil surgeon. Civil surgeon, and continuing. Alright, so we're looking at part 11, additional information. If you, the applicant, or the civil surgeon need extra space to provide any additional information within this form, use the space below. If you, the applicant or civil surgeon, need more space than what is provided, you may make copies of this page to complete and file with this form, or attach a separate sheet of paper. Type or print the applicant's name and a number, if any, at the top of each sheet. Indicate the page number, part number, and item number to which your answer refers, and sign and date each sheet. So this information is self-explanatory. If you do not have additional information, you are still required to provide your name, last name, first name, middle name, a number if any, or none if not, and just write or type not applicable in the sections here on this page. So this pretty much wraps it up for this form I-693. Thank you for watching, and catch you in the next video.